The universe had a cruel sense of humor, Kai thought, as he watched the man's body crumple to the warehouse floor. He'd only come to the docks because his friend June had texted him about a photography opportunity. Abandoned buildings at sunset, perfect for his portfolio. But June was 20 minutes late, and Kai had wandered into the wrong warehouse. Now he stood frozen behind a stack of shipping containers, his camera hanging uselessly around his neck, as three men in expensive suits stood over a corpse. The man in the center, tall, with silver-streaked black hair, wiped his hands with a handkerchief. His lips moved, saying something to his companions. Kai couldn't hear the words. He'd been born deaf, living in a world of silence that had always felt safe until this exact moment. The second man, shorter with sharp features and calculating eyes, pulled out his phone. The third, the youngest, with an angular face and an expression of barely controlled violence, kicked the body once, then turned directly toward Kai's hiding spot. Kai's heart stopped. He pressed himself against the cold metal container, but it was too late. The young one's eyes locked onto his, widening with recognition of what Kai had witnessed. Boss! Though Kai couldn't hear it, he could read the shape of the word on those lips. The other two spun around. Kai ran. His sneakers pounded against concrete. He felt the vibration through his legs more than heard anything. He crashed through a side door, into an alley, his breath burning in his chest. He'd always been fast, track team in high school before he dropped out to work. But these men would have guns, resources, everything he didn't have. A hand caught his hood, yanking him backward with brutal force. Kai twisted, bringing his camera up instinctively as a weapon, but the young man caught his wrist. Up close, he was terrifyingly beautiful, all sharp edges and dangerous intensity. His mouth moved. Stop fighting. Like hell. Kai brought his knee up hard, satisfaction flashing through him as the man grunted and his grip loosened. But then the other two were there, boxing him into the alley, and Kai's back hit the brick wall. The silver-haired man, the boss, clearly, studied him with dark, unreadable eyes. He was even more intimidating up close, at least 6'3", with the kind of presence that commanded rooms. His lips moved slowly, deliberately. You saw, not a question, an accusation. Kai's hands trembled as he signed. I didn't see anything. All three men stilled. The sharp-featured one tilted his head. Then his hands moved in response. You're lying. And you're deaf. The fact that this murderer knew sign language should not have made Kai's stomach flip. But here they were. He was going to die in an alley at 23, and his last thought would be about how his killer had beautiful hands. The boss held up one finger. Wait. He pulled out his phone, typed something, then showed it to Kai. Your name. Now. Kai's fingers shook as he signed. Kai Chen. Please. I won't tell anyone. I can't tell anyone. Who would believe me? The sharp-featured one signed back. Everyone would believe you. You have a camera. Shit. Kai had forgotten about the camera still hanging around his neck. In the chaos, he might have accidentally taken photos. The boss reached for it, and Kai flinched. But the man's movements were surprisingly gentle as he lifted the camera. Checked it. His expression darkened. 3 photos, all perfectly framed shots of a murder. The young violent one spoke, his lips forming words Kai could partially read. Get rid of him? Can't risk. No. The sharp-featured one signing was emphatic. He's an Omega, unclaimed. Can you smell him? Kai's blood turned to ice. In his panic, his suppressants must have worn off. He'd been so careful, so vigilant about hiding his secondary gender in a world where Omegas were rare and vulnerable, especially male Omegas. Now his worst nightmare and his second worst nightmare were colliding. The boss's nostrils flared slightly. His expression shifted into something Kai couldn't name. Something hungry and possessive that made every instinct scream at him to run, even though there was nowhere to go. The phone appeared again. When was your last heat? None of your business, Kai signed frantically. Just kill me if you're going to. I'm not going to kill you. The sharp-featured one signing was fluid, practiced. I'm Dante Russo. This is Viktor Volkov, he indicated the boss, and that's Alexei Volkov. We're going to make you an offer. This was insane. Kai shook his head violently, but Viktor stepped closer, crowding him against the wall. The alpha scent washed over him, dark, expensive, overwhelming. Viktor's hand came up, and Kai flinched, but he only tilted Kai's chin up, forcing eye contact. The phone, you witnessed a crime. You're an unmated Omega. You have two choices. Come with us, or we ensure your silence permanently. I prefer the first option. That's not a choice, Kai signed. His vision blurring with tears he refused to let fall. That's a threat. Yes, Dante signed simply. It is, but it's also an opportunity. You're in heat cycle soon, I can tell. You're unstable, vulnerable. You work 3 jobs, live in a basement apartment in the worst part of the city, have no family. We checked while we were chasing you. The fact that they'd researched him in under 5 minutes was terrifying. Alexei moved to Viktor's side, and now Kai was surrounded by 3 massive alphas, their combined sense making his head swim. Alexei's lips moved, and Dante translated. He says you're beautiful, that killing you would be a waste. How comforting, Kai signed bitterly. Viktor's thumb brushed across Kai's lower lip, and the Omega couldn't suppress his shudder. The alpha's eyes darkened with satisfaction. He typed, you need protection. Pack, we need an Omega who can't testify against us, even if they wanted to. Mutually beneficial arrangement. You mean you need someone you can control? Yes, but we'll keep you safe. Federal protected. Your heats will be manageable, not the nightmare they must be alone. Viktor's expression softened almost imperceptibly. And we won't force anything you're not ready for. Kai wanted to laugh at the absurdity. These men had just murdered someone in cold blood, and now they were offering to... What? Adopt him? Claim him? Keep him like a pet? But Viktor wasn't wrong. His last heat had been agony, alone in his apartment, nothing but inadequate toys and his own desperate hands. He worked himself to exhaustion just to afford suppressants that barely functioned. He had no family. His parents had thrown him out at 16 when he presented as Omega. No friends close enough to help during heat. He was utterly, completely alone. If I say no, Kai signed slowly. Dante's expression was genuinely apologetic. Then Alexei kills you. Quickly, if you're lucky. He's not patient. Alexei grinned, all teeth. Predator recognizing prey. Kai closed his eyes, opened them, signed. What exactly does coming with you mean? Viktor's answering smile was sharp as a knife. It means you're ours now. Viktor's penthouse was everything Kai's basement apartment wasn't. Spacious, clean, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. The 3 alphas moved through the space with easy familiarity, clearly living together. Pack structure, Kai realized. With Viktor as the head alpha. Dante guided him to a bedroom, your room, that was twice the size of his entire former apartment. The bed was massive, piled with pillows and blankets that smelled freshly laundered. An attached bathroom, a closet already filled with clothes in his size. When did you... Kai started signing, but Dante cut him off. While we were in the car. Viktor makes decisions quickly, and once he decides he wants something, he gets it. I'm not a thing, Kai signed sharply. No, Dante agreed. You're an Omega, which is infinitely more valuable. Before Kai could respond, Alexei appeared in the doorway with a tray of food. The young alpha's movements were less predatory now, more curious. He set the tray down on the bedside table. Then his hands moved in clumsy but recognizable sign, eat. You're too thin. The casual care embedded in the command made Kai's chest tight. When was the last time anyone had worried about him eating? Viktor appeared behind Alexei, and his phone was already out. Dante will teach us proper sign language. We've asked him to learn enough to communicate with you effectively. In the meantime, we'll use phones and what little signing we know. Why are you doing this? Kai signed, exhaustion finally overwhelming his fear. Really? Viktor studied him for a long moment, then typed carefully. Because when I saw you, terrified and defiant and beautiful, something in me recognized you. My alpha knew. You're supposed to be ours. I don't question these things, I act on them. Besides, Dante added, signing, you witnessed our operation. If we're stuck with you anyway, Might as well make use of the situation. You need a pack. We need an Omega. The math works. It was the most mercenary, unromantic reasoning Kai had ever heard. So why did it make him feel safer than any pretty lie would have? The first week was an adjustment. Kai kept expecting them to hurt him, to force him, to reveal the monsters he'd seen in that warehouse. But they were different here. Viktor worked from a home office, managing what Kai increasingly understood was a vast criminal empire. Dante handled logistics and communication, his sharp mind perfect for strategy. Alexei was enforcement, the violence when it was needed. But with Kai, they were careful, patient. Viktor brought him tea in the mornings, learning how he took it. Dante started teaching them all proper sign language, spending hours practicing with Kai. Alexei cooked surprisingly well and always made sure Kai ate. They didn't touch him, not beyond casual brushes that might have been accidental. They gave him space, let him adjust, even though Kai could see the hunger in their eyes, smell their interested alpha sense. It should have felt like a cage. Instead, it felt like the first time he'd ever been taken care of. On the 8th day, Kai's preheat symptoms started. He woke up sweating, his body aching with need, and panic immediately set in. Heats were vulnerable times. He'd always been alone, always terrified someone would break in and take advantage. Now he was living with 3 alphas who already claimed ownership. He tried to hide it, but at breakfast all 3 of them went still. Viktor's pupils dilated. Dante's hands clenched on his coffee cup. Alexei's lips pulled back slightly, almost a snarl. How long? Dante signed quickly. Day, maybe 2, Kai answered, his hands shaking. Viktor stood, his movements controlled but his scent spiking with alpha arousal. He typed, "Your heat suppressants are in your bathroom, but they'll only delay it, not stop it. Do you want us to bring in an outside alpha? A professional?" The thought of a stranger made Kai's skin crawl. He shook his head violently. "Then what do you want?" Viktor's dark eyes pinned him in place. "Tell us, Kai. We'll give you anything." Kai's hands moved before he could think better of it. "I want to feel safe." Something shifted in the air. All 3 alphas relaxed slightly, and Viktor's smile was almost gentle. "Then that's what you'll have." They built him a nest. Kai had never had a proper nest. Couldn't afford the materials, didn't have a pack to help. But the 3 alphas moved through the penthouse collecting blankets, pillows, their own worn shirts that smelled like them. They let Kai arrange everything in his room, only helping when he indicated where he wanted things. By the time they finished, Kai had a sanctuary, a nest that smelled like pack, like safety, like home. His heat hit that night. The fever burned through him, making his skin hypersensitive, his body desperately empty. He curled in his nest, trying to manage with his hands, but it wasn't enough. It was never enough. The door opened. Viktor, Dante, and Alexei stood at the threshold, clearly fighting their instincts. Viktor typed quickly, "We can smell you. We want to help, but only if you ask. Say the word and we'll stay away." Kai's pride warred with his need, but he was so tired of being alone, of being scared, of handling everything by himself. His hands shook as he signed, "Don't leave me alone." They moved as one. Viktor reached him first, gathering Kai against his chest, and the Omega nearly sobbed at how right it felt. The alpha's scent washed over him, settling something primal and desperate. Dante was there next, his clever hands soothing and arousing in equal measure. Alexei pressed against Kai's back, protective and possessive. "We've got you." Dante signed against his fevered skin. "We'll take care of you, always." And they did. When Kai's heat finally broke 3 days later, he woke up in the center of his nest, wrapped in 3 alphas who'd stayed with him through everything. Viktor's arm was heavy across his waist. Dante's hand was tangled in his hair. Alexei was pressed against his back, breathing slowly. They'd kept their word. They'd been gentle, patient, attentive. They'd given him everything he needed without taking more than he was ready to offer. For the first time in his life, Kai felt like he belonged somewhere. Viktor stirred, his dark eyes opening. He saw Kai was awake and smiled. A real smile, not the sharp, dangerous one from before. His hand came up, signing slowly. Good morning. Kai's throat tightened with emotions he couldn't name. Morning, he signed back. Regrets? Kai should say yes. Should say this was insane, that he'd been coerced, that he needed to leave. But as he looked at the three alphas who'd witnessed him at his most vulnerable and only grown more protective, no, he signed honestly. No regrets. Viktor's kiss was gentle. Promise, not a demand. Then you're ours, Viktor signed when he pulled back. Permanently. We'll make it official, bonds, marks, everything. If you'll have us. Kai thought about his old life, the loneliness, the fear, the constant struggle. Then he thought about the past 2 weeks, being fed, protected, cared for. Being seen even in his silence. These men were criminals. Dangerous. Violent. But they were also his pack. Yes, Kai signed, and felt the last wall around his heart crumble. I'll have you. Dante and Alexei woke at the movement, and when they understood what had been decided, their joy was palpable. Alexei kissed Kai's temple, his signing still clumsy. Mine. Ours, Kai agreed and meant it. He'd walked into that warehouse alone, terrified, with nothing. He'd walked out claimed by 3 alphas who'd seen him at his most vulnerable and decided he was worth keeping. Worth protecting. Worth loving in their own possessive, dangerous way. It wasn't a fairy tale, but it was his, and that was enough. 6 months later, Kai stood in Viktor's office, his camera in hand. He'd found a new purpose for his photography, documenting the legal side of Viktor's business empire, taking portraits that made the criminal underworld look almost respectable. Dante entered, signing, new job tonight, warehouse on 5th Street. You'll wait in the car. Kai nodded. He knew what jobs meant now, knew what his alphas did in the dark. He'd made peace with it. They protected what was theirs with absolute ruthlessness, and that included him. Viktor appeared behind Dante, wrapping his arms around Kai's waist and pressing a kiss to the Omega's mating mark, the bite that declared Kai as theirs, permanently. You're thinking too hard, Viktor signed. Just thinking about how much has changed. Kai signed back. 6 months ago, I was terrified of you. And now? Alexei signed from the doorway, grinning. Kai smiled. Now I'm terrified of losing you. Never going to happen, Viktor promised, his signing confident. You're ours. We don't let go of what belongs to us. It should have sounded possessive, controlling. Instead, it sounded like love. Kai leaned back into Viktor's embrace, surrounded by his pack, and thought about that scared boy in the warehouse who'd witnessed a murder. That boy would never have believed this future was possible. But Kai did now. He believed in the family he'd found in the last place he'd expected. In the silence that had always been his world, he'd finally found a home that didn't need words to say, you belong here. You're wanted. You're loved. And that was the loudest truth of all.